Enough people have asked, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do my hair. This is a little bit of a process, but it's not probably what you think. So we're going to start with, I just worked out. My hair is really gross because I worked out. So I'm going to take my rubber band out, and I think this is funny in and of itself because my hair just stays. This is just what it does. So what I'm going to do first, my shower's not on, nothing like that. I'm getting out, this is upside down, I'll turn it right side up for you. I'm getting out my conditioner, and this is probably some of the cheapest conditioner on the market. It doesn't have anything in it that will damage your hair. So you can leave it in and it actually moisturizes your hair. It's really important to find conditioner that doesn't have any sort of crazy chemicals in it. This is literally when I went into the group that I found this information. I searched for the word suave because I thought if I can use this with suave, then I'm totally in because I'm super cheap. So I am going to take, you'll see it's like a lot. You're going to go through a lot of conditioner. Again, another reason why this is great. So I'm just going to rub it around in my hands, and then I'm going to start at the roots. Yeah, I'm doing all this dry. Rubbing it in my roots. And what's crazy is, especially when you start doing this, your hair is going to be really dry. And another thing this group talked about is porosity in your hair. And I have high porosity, which basically means if you've ever painted a deck and you put on a coat of paint and it just sucks it up, then that's high porosity. My hair is that. My hair just sucks up moisture. So you're going to see I just got more, and I'm just working it in the roots. And I'm working it around just in the roots, as you can see. But like I said, I have high porosity. And again, when you first start doing this, your hair is most likely very, very dry and you don't even realize it. So I am just working it in, and you'll see I'm just, scrubbing my scalp real good all throughout. And what this is doing is this is loosening up the natural oils in my hair. And something a lot of people think is, oh my gosh, you're going to leave conditioner in your hair. It's going to be so greasy. No, we are going to be leaving conditioner in, but this is the first layer and you're going to be washing this out. So do not worry about that. The other thing is I had a little bit of a dandruff problem before I started doing this conditioning method. And it's because I was drying out my scalp and I didn't realize it. So as soon as I started doing this, I don't have dandruff anymore. My scalp is all happy. So now what I'm going to do, because I feel like I've really worked it through, in the group that I was in, they talked about waiting 30 minutes, letting it dry. You can do that, but I don't have that kind of time. So I rarely do that. So I put it in just like I did. And now what we're going to do is take some more. Like I said, you're going to use a lot. And now I like to just grab it, all the rest of my hair first, and just let it soak it in. But what you're going to do, and you're probably going to hate me for this the first time you do it, is you're going to finger comb it through your hair. And if you have really curly hair, this can be painful, especially if this is the first time you're doing it. I can tell you right now that this is not painful for me anymore. My curls are just like, I can finger comb right through it. And it's because my hair is no longer damaged or dried out. So I'm just getting more conditioner in there. And I want you to look in the mirror when you're doing this and say, does my hair look wet? Because to me, that's the right amount. So I have some drier pieces. The front of my hair is a lot drier and the top of my hair is a lot drier than, like, say the back down here. So I like to always add a little bit more on those dry spots. If you have some straight spots in your hair, you're gonna want to add more conditioner to those spots because they're probably drier. So you're gonna see I'm just adding, and I'm not measuring anything out. It doesn't matter. You can't really use too much. So I'm adding just a little bit more to those drier spots. And then what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to get in the shower and rinse all of this out. So I'm going to take all of it out. And then I'm going to put in another layer, but I'm going to come back to you when I do that part. So stay tuned. Okay, just got out of the shower And it's really important to do this right when you get out of the shower. So I literally got everything out of my hair, and then what I did was, as I turned the water off, I just wrung my hair out. Not like hardcore, but just so it's not dripping. That's all you want to do, is make sure it's not dripping. So again, I'm not doing any of this in the shower, so I'm leaving this on my counter. So I'm going to get my conditioner again. Now you know how much I used before, but I'm not using that much this time. I'm using a lot less. So I'm actually getting out, let's see if I can, that much. Like, it's really small. And I'm gonna rub it around in my hands so it's even. And then, where is your hair the driest? Mine is the top. So I'm starting with the top, and that way more conditioner is on top of my hair than anywhere else. And then whatever's left in my hands, there is some here, but it's very small. I'm going to run it through, again, with your fingers. You're going to run it through all over. And then if you like any certain oils or anything like that for your hair, I have a couple. I'm just washing my hands off. I have a couple of options there as well. I got a Fab Fun box. Otherwise, I never would have tried this product. But it's this one, Briogeo Reparative Leave-In Conditioner. So what I typically do is I only do it on the ends. It's a little spray bottle, and I just spritz the ends of my hair. That's it. I didn't even like comb it through or anything. That's it. And I've had this for almost 2 months. So I haven't even had to buy a new one yet. So it's a really good investment because I've noticed it really does amp up my curls, that leave-in conditioner. So I'm going to get dressed, and then we'll move on to the final step. There's a couple things you can do right now. One is you can let your hair dry naturally. It's going to be a looser curl. It's going to be a little more beachy looking. Totally okay with that. My hair does better when I blow dry it, but I'll show you what you need to do if you want to leave it beachy as well and just let it dry naturally. So see how my hair just kind of naturally fell? What I want you to do is I want you to turn your head over, and let me move my camera. Turn your head over like this and just scrunch it as you're doing it to let the curls fall. There's something about your curls upside down that they just really love and gravitate to that. So again, all I'm doing is just grabbing and scrunching, as I say. So now I'm going to put my head back over. And if I was going to leave it beachy, I would find my natural part, whatever that is for you. My natural part's kind of on this side. And I'm done. That's it. And it's just going to dry. And as it dries, it's going to get a little hard. So when that happens, just scrunch it as you feel it do that. And it loosens that up, but it keeps the curl. So that's one way. The other way is what I do, and what makes my hair super curly is I use, again, I get it at the drugstore, super cheap, herbal essences. This mousse, this totally twisted curl boosting mousse. So not gel, mousse. Gel will dry your hair out and make it look crispy. This is going to make your hair look really, really nice. It's really cheap too, by the way. So I'm going to shake it so that it gets more air in it. It's really important to do this with mousse because if you don't, you get a big glob of like very, very concentrated goo. And if you take a few seconds and really do this, it puts more air in it. So you actually get lighter product and you can actually get it in your hair better. And you don't end up with like the crunchy pieces. So I'm going to show you how much I'm going to do. Like this much. So get a little closer. It's not very much. It's pretty small. And then I'm going to rub it in my hand and see how like you can barely even see that it's there. So with this, I am going to again start in the front because that's where I have the hardest time with my curl. And then I'm going to turn my head over and I'm going to do the same thing behind. And you'll notice I'm making sure that I'm getting this all the way in the roots and everywhere. There is not a bad way of doing this. See how I'm making sure it's in my roots? Because I like a lot of lift at my roots. There's a part of me that was like left in the 80s and I love big hair. So I like to make sure that I get it right there. And I also have a spot in the back of my hair that's usually kind of flat. So I just do a little scrunch there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my blow dryer. And the group that I was in said blow drying is horrible, whatever, it works for me. So what I do, it's really, really important to have a diffuser. A lot of hair dryers, like I think I bought this at like CVS, it wasn't expensive, have this attachment. So make sure that you have this attachment. If not, you can, I think my mom puts a sock over hers and it like does something, but I think that might be a fire hazard, so I don't know if you should do that. But you can get a diffuser pretty much anywhere. Again, this was not an expensive hair dryer. I do not use anything expensive. And I'm going to put it on high and I'm going to put it on hot. Yes, all the things you're not supposed to do with curly hair, I do it. It helps dry it and get the right amount of curl. So let me show you, gonna be a little loud, exactly how I do this so you can see how I work the hair dryer in my hair. So let me move this down a little bit. Again, on high heat. Always flip your head and then work it in your scalp. And it's really good to start in the back. Start in the back. And scrunch. Okay, so I just finished drying my hair. Look at it, it's so big. So I, again, like I told you, I'm a child of the 80s, was born in 81. I love big hair. Again, this is an optional step for you if you like your hair big, like I do. So I use the Big Sexy Hair Spray and Play. Don't get anything lighter, don't get anything heavier. Get the Spray and Play. It's a great light. You don't need a lot of this. It goes a long way, especially if you're like me. My hair, if it's dry, I mean, you saw it was like, it was to my shoulders. It's like really short. One thing you'll notice when you start doing this is your hair is going to get shorter. I haven't had a haircut in several months because it just keeps getting shorter, and I'm trying to grow it out, so it's kind of weird. So again, you know how I said before about shaking your product? So important because it puts more air in it. And when you spray it out, it's thinner, so you're putting less product on your hair. So now, again, back to turning my head over. Giving it a spritz. And while I'm upside down, it's really important to do a scrunch. Spritz and scrunch. Oh, wow, look at it. Now I'm going to turn my head over. I'm going to do a little bit over here and a little bit over here. And this is, I would say, what a very technical term here. I'm going to mold my hair. Again, I like my part on this side, so I'm going to take it to where it's naturally parted. And while it's still malleable, meaning that I just put the hairspray on my hair, I'm going to give it a couple little squishes. Yeah, it's a technical term. And voila, done. Crazy curls. All over my head. You might want to see the back. All over my head. Lots of curls. And this really doesn't take that much time. It's just a process that you get used to. And once you're used to putting your conditioner on outside of the shower, it's all gravy, baby. Enjoy your new curls.